How's it going, pals? It's your boy GourmGames, and today we're having a 3-hour review of Black Myth Wukong. The story takes root in the old Journey to the West tale, which to be honest, I'm only semi-educated on, and apparently there are different variations and I'm just familiar with a few facts. 1. Goku's character is based on Wukong and Goku means Wukong. And 2. Monkey get magic, monkey is punished, monkey sometimes good, monkey sometimes trickster. So I hope that clears up the general theme for you. So how does this game play as a casual gamer just looking to sit back and get immersed? Black Myth Wukong is a game that plays somewhere in between Souls-like games and God of War. The elements that are Souls-like are the whole difficulty, dodge, roll, and attack mechanics, which to be honest isn't enough to call it Souls-like because those are just the controls for story-driven combat games. However, we all know what we mean when we say Souls-like. It's a measure of how difficult the game feels. At first I started playing and I was like, cool, some ancient Chinese story lore with some challenging but acceptable gameplay. Then boom, I get hit with the Wandering Right. This big head-ass baby looking lost soul took me hours to fight. Now, I'm not the best Elden Ring player, but the games are all about pattern recognition. And let me tell you, the most off-putting thing is that I spent hours on an optional boss who appears 40 minutes into the game. Now, no one told my wannabe gaming ass to be a completionist, but listen, if I see an obstacle, I'm gonna try my obsessive best to overcome it. The off-putting element being that the only way to really beat him is to grind out the nearby enemies and repeatedly rest or die. That way you get your sparks and then you can level up your skills. Which is where the kind of God of War comparison comes in. Like God of War, you'll unlock new attributes or styles for pre-existing armor and weapons, and in the game there's a few new attire additions that you'll have. You'll also be gathering items for use in different craftable potions that affect your combat and status condition. The leveling system is based around simple skill unlocks. So it's not so much about leveling individual skills like defense attribute, offense attribute, etc. It's more so that you're unlocking skills that do these things for you, like a traditional RPG, which gives you the false hope that this is a return to story-based simple games. And that Wandering Right I was talking about is pretty similar to Elden Ring's Tree Sentinel, so you know it's right there at the beginning to show you exactly how hard the game could be, but it's optional. Which I'm hoping doesn't become a standard pattern in games because, again, I have these completionist compulsions that I just can't seem to beat. Now, I won't harp on the difficulty thing too much because the most difficult thing I've faced is this optional boss. Other than that, I fought another story boss that unlocks a new transformation spell for me and allowed me to proceed down the path. This boss was easier and I'm sure I would have beat him faster if I didn't spend so much time preoccupied with the optional boss. In this regard, I'd say this is going to be a nice ride for casual gamers who don't want a baby game, but also don't feel like being stressed over not being able to advance. But if you're a casual gamer with completionist compulsions like me, I'd say you're in for a challenging but cool time. I mean, unless you're better than me, then you're just gonna, you know, one-shot everything or something. But as far as like the look and style of the game, it looks amazing. As far as how the actual game feels when you're playing, to me personally, I play on PC with an Xbox controller. It seems like sometimes there's a delay in my button response, but that could just be in my head. A buddy of mine told me something about how the frames are generated on command, so sometimes if you put in an input at the same time that a frame is generating for something else, it'll just cancel out your input. I'm not sure how true that is. Maybe it's just an excuse and we all just suck at the game, but nonetheless, this game is going to be a fun ride as far as the story goes and a nice refreshing take on an old story. I plan on doing so many more reviews of not only new games, but we're going to look back at old games and see how many years it's been and compare them to new games nowadays. So please do subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. How far are you in Black Wukong? Do I need to just pass this boss or should I grind it out? Let me know below. Much love as always. Be safe out there.